Hello guys, KP Shamino here with a new video for No Rest for the Wicked. And in this video I'm going to talk about something that can be a little bit confusing because it's not that simple, because everything works with each other. I'm going to talk about the Scribe table, I'm going to talk about Danos, I'm going to talk about structure, tiers on the vendors, and I'm going to talk about the house. It's a lot, but everything works together. So if you come to Sacrament, you can start crafting here. You can start buying a house. You can start building your own structure, like a workbench, like a sawmill and all that stuff. So at some point, you can do everything by yourself, but you need to have the benches. So until then, you need to use the benches from the vendors, but depending on the tier list, they are going to have certain benches, and that can be complicated. But first we are going to start with the first. So they introduced something new in this game that is called the Scribe table. This is one. You will find him here in the middle of Sacrament. What you need to do now is you need to research first a weapon, recipe, a structure, a refinery, a storage, and then you can build it yourself. Before that, you never can do that. But for this system, there are tiers too. So you can see, if you go to the Scribe table, you can see if you click on something, for example, a structure, you will see that here is a V. So this one is already research. That's not all. You can see on what kind of workbench you need to craft it, on a basic workbench, and what are the materials that you need to have. Pine planks and copper ingot. So you can see it here. But here you see a white flag and here you see a green flag. What is that? So you will see that some of your benches, they got a tier. This is tier 3, tier 1, and probably you got somewhere tier 2 too. So depending on the tier, you can research it or not. So this is a tier 3. So at the start, if you come to the Scribe table, you can learn all those things, but not the green ones, because they are higher tier. How do you need to do it? You need to do it with papers that you will find in the world. So you can see, if you find already an item in the world, for example, I found this chest, I still need to research it. It's going to cost me, you can see it here, it's going to cost me 2 papers. So if you find something, it's going to cost less papers. If you want to randomize find it, you need to take the question mark and then it's going to take 3 papers. So very simple. You want to get, let's say, you want to play a two-handed weapon, a sword like I do. You want to research the recipe. You just need to use the papers and you do this. So, and then the game is going to research something. Now I found summer sting, and now I can craft it on an anvil. So that's it. Very simple. What I would suggest is, if you start it, first get the storage. Storage is very important at the start. So research this first that you can build it. Another thing, so you got white flags and green flags. This is tier 3. How can you research that? You need to upgrade Danos. So with upgrading Danos, you will get the chance to research everything in the Scribe table. But that's not all. And this is something that a lot of people miss. So you just research everything, every structure and all that stuff, then you can build it yourself. But if you don't want to build, for example, your anvil, Danos is going to sell it too. Not everything, he rotates like every vendor, but you can buy your benches here too. For me, that's a little bit easier because I'm not a crafting guy. So if I want to make my claymores, I need to make a lot of them. If I want to craft on them, I just buy it here, forge anvil, and I put it in my house. So that's it. Just use the papers on the storage and on stuff that you want to make yourself. In the Scribe table, upgrade Danos, and that's all. Then another thing. So this is a menu. Be sure that you don't forget it. Because you're not always here on the scribe table. So you're running around in Sacrament or you're farming somewhere and you think by yourself, fuck, I wanted to make an anvil. What were the materials? Just go to your menu. You can use it everywhere in the world. Just hover over the crude anvil and you think, oh, I need to have pine planks, copper ingot. Don't forget about this menu, because it's very important. The same for, let's say I want to make claymores. What did I need to have? I forgot. Ah yeah, copper ingot, so I need to stay in the world, farm a little bit more. Very important. So that's it. That's the first part. If you unlock all the stuff, you can buy a house. I would suggest that you buy this house. Why is that? Because it's close to Denos. Because you will need to run many times to Denos. Because you can upgrade all the vendors in Denos too. So this is probably the best house that you can get. And there you can put your structures here. Here I got the furnace. Here I got the sawmill. Here I got the storage. Okay, so that's good. You buy a house, you craft all the stuff yourself. But if you don't want to do that, or you don't have a house, or you don't have the structure unlocked, the recipe, what do you need to do then? That's the beauty from this game, and that's where a lot of people getting confused. Every vendor got the same structure or bench that you can build yourself in their shop. But it depends on the tier of the vendor, what kind of bench you will find there. So I will show you guys that. So for example, I will show all the vendors now, because they are all maxed out. So you will get the sisters here. And what do the sisters have? They got 3 benches. A tanning rack. So for example, you need to have craft leather, and you think by yourself, where do I need to get this? I cannot find the tanning rack. The tanning rack, that means that the sister's tier is too low and you need to upgrade it. So what can you do? You can put hide here and you will make leather from it. Then a little bit later, you get the spinning wheel here too. So if you need to find the linen, you see it here, you need to do it on a spinning wheel. So if this is something you need to have to upgrade the shops to level 3, if you need to use it in a certain crafting, you will find it here. And then the last one, probably the most important one, here you can craft your equipment. So here I can craft my plate if I want. So you click here and you can craft it, because I didn't unlock the other ones yet. I'm a plate wearer. So that's very essential. So if you cannot find the basic crafting material for a certain craft, and you cannot find a bench or something, that probably means that you need to upgrade your tier, and therefore I want to show you guys it. Then we go to the next dude. This is just a vendor, but if you upgrade this one, he's going to sell higher tier items. So you can see it here is tier 3, he's selling a lot of stuff. Then we are going to the alchemy crazy dude. He got 1 bench too. So if you want to craft your potions, do it here. So then you don't need to put it in your house. Here you can see it. And then we are going to the smith. And in the smith you got 2 things. You got a furnace, the same that I showed you guys in my house. You can smelt here. By the way, execute this well. So you can put a furnace in your house, but if you need to make a lot of ingots, use this dude too. I do that too. I put like my queue totally full in my house. I put the queue totally full in the smith. So do it. So what is going to happen if you upgrade him? He's not only going to sell more weapons, but this is going faster too. And then a very important one. And this is one that a lot of people miss. So you will find your anvil too. But anvils, they got stages. And depending on the stage, so this is a forged anvil, that's tier 3. Here I can craft my weapons. So if I want to craft my greatsword, I do it here. But they got a couple of tiers, I think. So let's have a look. I think there are 2 kinds of anvils. So always be aware that you know what kind. This is a crude anvil that you need to have. Is this a crude that he got at the moment? He got a forged anvil, but I think that you can craft them here too, the axes. Because if that tier is higher, then the one that you need, you can use it too. So let's have a look. Can I make the X here? Ah, no, I cannot make the X here. So I need to get another anvil. That's something that I see now. So you can see it. So if I want to make the X, I need to get an anvil in my house, because you can see for the tongue splitter, I need a crude anvil. And for the two-handed greatsword, I need a crude. Oh, that's strange. Is that a bug? I think it's a bug. Or no. Ignore it. You can do it here. I was already thinking that's really strange. So you can craft them here too, because that's the highest level. So that's good. So the possibility is, if you want to craft, for example, a two-hander, and he's tier 1, you cannot craft it here. So you need to upgrade it 1 time more. So always remember that. Then we are coming to Eleanor. Eleanor doesn't have a crafting table. With upgrading her, you just get more runes that you can buy. So you can see it here, and more of this material. And then I'm going to talk about probably one of the most important vendors if you want to craft your structures yourself, Whittacker. So Whittacker is not only giving 2 benches, the sawmill and the workbench, or the builder's workbench. He's going to sell at the start storage too. So I would suggest, if you come here, buy a storage chest. You can already buy it here before you can craft it. But why is it so important? Not because he got a sawmill here, so you can make all the wood in planks. Very important, use this one too, with the one that you got in the shop, because you need to have a lot of wood, planks to upgrade. But he got workbenches too. So he got the basic workbench at tier 1, and at tier 3 he got the builder's workbench. Always remember that. And with the builder workbench you can craft all the structures almost. So this is essential that you know that. That's a question that I see a lot of people asking. So they see in the book and they think, okay, the structure, this is a tier 1. I need the basic workbench. That's something that they still can find. But then they see, I need the builder's workbench. And then they cannot find it because the sawmill here is not level 3. And therefore, here, for example, a fine tanning rack is tier 3. So you need to upgrade this, and then you will get the builder workbench. A very important one, this one. Don't forget it, because if you miss this one, yeah, you probably cannot craft anything yourself. Then we are going to Ilaria. She's not really that important. Maybe I missed something. She's just giving this a little bit more if you upgrade, and the runes. Important if you come the first time here, but those runes, most of the time you will not use them later on in the game. It's, I think she's a little bit useless in my opinion. And then we go to the last 2 ones. That's the cook and his wife, the inn. So first of all, the inn, I think it's only doing one thing. No, this is the chef. So the chef is selling a lot of food already prepared, and better food if it goes up. So at tier 3, you can see I can get now tier 3. He's restocking. Really good source for ingredients and food. Food is very important in this game if you fight bosses. So be sure that you upgrade him, and he got a stove too. So if you don't want to put a stove in your house, you can cook it yourself. So that's what he's going to do. And then his wife, the inn, is a little bit further. And there is only one thing that I saw that you can do here is resting. And you get a buff. And I needed to search for this, but I think it's a little bit like in World of Warcraft. You get an experience buff, rest buff, that you get more experience. So you see it here under my avatar. So if you go here to a bed, and you just sleep here, you will see that I renew the buff. Here we go. So that's not bad. I'm not sure how long it is, because I don't have a clue where I can see my buffs, but it's taking a long time. It's the entire video already up. So if you want to get extra experience, yeah, do the rest buff. I'm not sure when she's going to give it, but that's it a little bit, guys. So it's a little bit a recap. In this game, you don't need to build all the structure or benches yourself, but you need to upgrade all the vendors then. Very important. The scribe table is your best friend, Thanos is your best friend, and the sawmill guy is very important, and the blacksmith too. So always remember that. The papers, scribe table, just try to research what you need in the game. Buy the house very close to Thanos. Thanks for watching. See you guys in next video. Bye bye.